Welcome to The Human Curious. If you enjoy exploring the mysteries of our world, make sure to subscribe, share, and like this video to join our curious community. For generations, the Vance family had not just lived on this land, but listened to it. They learned its secrets not through books or classrooms but through the whisper of the wind as it danced through the trees, the constant murmur of the river, carving its path through the countryside, and most of all, the bees, their tireless buzzing a constant presence. Ilara Vance, the latest keeper of this ancient family tradition, inherited more than just an apiary filled with buzzing hives. She inherited a tradition stretching back generations, a duty to the land and its creatures, and a mystery shrouded in shadows and whispers. Her grandfather, a man whose hands were as gnarled and weathered as the ancient oak trees that stood sentinel on their land, spoke of the bees' hum not just as a sound, but as a language, a symphony of nature. One that told of the changing seasons, the rhythm of life and death, the delicate balance of Earth's health and something far older, something primordial and powerful. On the day she officially took over the hives, inheriting the mantle of responsibility, Ilara received a strange and unexpected inheritance, something beyond the ordinary tools of her trade. A lacquered box, its wood darkened with age, containing a honeycomb unlike any she had ever seen, shimmering with an ethereal internal light and accompanied by a faded note. The note, penned in a spidery hand, read, "The hum holds the rhythm holds the world. Listen, Ilara, just listen, and you will understand." Holding the artifact carefully in her hands, Ilara felt a story beginning to unfold, a narrative woven into the very fabric of her being. A puzzle passed down through time, each generation holding a piece of the truth. She knew bees as pollinators, the tireless workers at the heart of the ecosystem, ensuring life's continuity. But her grandfather's cryptic note hinted at a grander, more profound secret hidden within their collective drone, a secret that resonated with the very earth beneath her feet. The honeycomb itself was impossibly perfect, an architectural marvel of nature, its cells glowing with shifting patterns, swirling like distant constellations in a miniature universe. It felt ancient, imbued with a power that defied explanation. A relic from a time when magic and physics were not separate disciplines, but intertwined aspects of a single, unified reality. With reverence, Ilara placed it gently on her workbench, its otherworldly light casting long, dancing shadows across her familiar tools, transforming the ordinary into something extraordinary. In that moment, standing in the soft glow of the honeycomb, she knew her life's work had irrevocably changed, her path forever altered. She was no longer just a keeper of bees, tending to their hives and harvesting their honey. She was the keeper of a profound and urgent secret, a guardian of ancient knowledge entrusted to her care. The hum was more than just a sound, a mere vibration in the air. It was a fundamental rhythm, a cosmic heartbeat that might just hold the world together, binding all things in a delicate harmony. Ilara's journey had just begun, a path shrouded in mystery and brimming with untold possibilities. Guided by the wisdom of the bees and the enigmatic mystery now resting in her hands, the valley's future, and perhaps the fate of something far greater, depended on her ability to truly listen, to decipher the secrets hidden within the hum. The story of the bees, a story as old as time itself, was about to unfold before her in ways she could never have imagined, revealing wonders and dangers in equal measure. And so, with a heart full of hope and a mind open to the unknown, Ilara listened, truly listened, for the first time. Our planet is built on cycles, intricate and interwoven. These cycles govern everything from the grand sweep of celestial bodies to the smallest processes within a single cell. They are the very heartbeat of existence. Day and night, the constant dance of light and shadow. The turning seasons, a slow, majestic waltz across the year. Each season brings its own unique beauty and challenges, shaping the landscape and the lives of all who dwell within it. A rhythm we take for granted, a constant pulse that underpins our reality. But what if this rhythm is maintained, not automatic? What if there's a hidden mechanism, a subtle force ensuring the continuation of this delicate balance? Humanity's bond with honeybees is ancient, almost mystical. A relationship forged over millennia, steeped in tradition and whispered secrets. For Ilara, the hive's hum was the soundtrack of her life, a familiar and comforting drone that resonated deep within her soul. But now, with her grandfather's note, it sounded different, imbued with a new sense of urgency and mystery. A unified frequency vibrating through the valley, a subtle energy that connected everything. She spent hours by the hives, lost in contemplation, listening as he had instructed, straining to decipher the hidden messages within the bee's collective voice. Feeling the timelessness of beekeeping, a practice passed down through generations, connecting her to the ancient wisdom of her ancestors. Her grandfather's journals blurred science and mysticism, a testament to his unconventional mind and his relentless pursuit of knowledge. Recording the hive's pitch with the moon and seasons, meticulously documenting the subtle shifts and patterns he observed. Describing an old harmony that kept the world in balance, a delicate equilibrium threatened by forces he couldn't fully comprehend. At first, Alara dismissed these as poetic ramblings, the fanciful musings of an aging mind, but the glowing honeycomb made her reconsider, forcing her to confront the possibility that his theories might hold more weight than she initially thought. Perhaps he had discovered something extraordinary, something that could change everything she thought she knew about the world. The bee's song, she realized, might be more than a metaphor, more than just the sound of buzzing wings. It could be the key to the world's rhythm, the missing piece in a cosmic puzzle. Alara felt herself becoming part of a much older story, a narrative woven through time and whispered on the wind. The hum was a thread connecting past, present, and future, a continuous vibration echoing through the ages, and she was determined to follow it, to unravel the mysteries her grandfather had left behind, and to understand the true power of the bee's ancient song. Across cultures, bees have been revered as messengers between worlds, their presence woven into sacred texts and ancient myths. The Quran calls the bee inspired by God. Ancient Egypt saw bees as born from the tears of Ra, bridging earth and the divine. These stories echo a deeper truth, bees as agents of cosmic order maintaining a balance beyond pollination. Alara, reading these texts, felt a shiver of recognition. Her grandfather's note, the ancient myths, all pointed to the same secret. The bee's hum was not just a sound, but a frequency that held the world together. Perhaps, she thought, our ancestors understood more than we realize. To unlock the bee's secret, we must look at their biology. The waggle dance is a living map, encoding direction and distance, a manipulation of space and information. Bees sense the Earth's magnetic field, acting as living sensors tuned to invisible forces. A single bee is simple, but a colony is a superorganism, a hive mind thinking and acting as one. This collective intelligence, this unified hum, may be the true power of the colony. Alara saw the waggle dance and magnetic sense as more than survival tools. Perhaps they reinforced the fabric of spacetime itself. The hum was not just a byproduct but the engine. Thousands of bees working in concert, generating a rhythm that stabilized the flow of time. The hive's song was a force of nature. Alara realized the bee's resonance might be the world's anchor. The secret was hidden in plain sight, humming in the air, and now that hum was in danger. Then, the silence began. A chilling quiet that descended upon the world unlike anything anyone had ever experienced. It was a silence that spoke volumes, a void where the vibrant hum of life used to be. Hives emptied overnight, as if some unseen force had whisked their inhabitants away in the dead of night. The countryside's hum fading into an eerie stillness. The familiar buzz of insects, the gentle rustling of leaves, all muted, replaced by an unsettling quiet. This was more than colony collapse disorder, a phenomenon scientists had been tracking for years. Quick icebreaker. What fascinates you most about bees or the mysteries of nature? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like if you're enjoying the story. It was faster, more widespread, and deeply unnatural. The scale of the devastation was unprecedented, defying all logical explanation. As bees vanished, time itself began to unravel. The very fabric of reality seemed to fray at the edges. Clocks ran wild, their hands spinning erratically as if mocking the very notion of order. Trains arrived before they left, defying the laws of physics and logic, leaving passengers stranded in moments that both were and weren't, and people felt lost in time, disoriented and adrift in a world where the past, present, and future blurred into an indistinguishable haze. In Alara's valley, the effects were acute. The temporal anomalies manifested with terrifying intensity. Tea cooled to ice in seconds, a sudden and inexplicable freeze that defied the warmth of the sun. The sun stalled on the horizon, trapped in a perpetual twilight, casting long, distorted shadows across the land. The rhythm her grandfather wrote of was breaking down, the natural order of things collapsing into chaos. The silence of the hives was not just ecological but temporal, a harbinger of a deeper, more profound disruption. The world's media called it temporal anomaly syndrome, TS, a sterile label for a phenomenon that defied comprehension. Scientists were baffled, their models and theories rendered useless in the face of this unprecedented crisis. But Ilara saw the truth, a glimmer of understanding in the face of widespread confusion. The honeycomb's light dimmed as the silence grew, a visual representation of the fading connection to the natural world. The bees' disappearance and the fracturing of time were inseparable, two sides of the same terrifying coin. We were losing more than pollinators. We were losing the very essence of what held our world together. We were losing our anchor in reality, drifting further and further into a sea of temporal chaos. The crisis was profound, and the world was slipping out of sync, descending into a state of global chaos and uncertainty. Ilara knew the answer lay with the bees, with understanding their connection to time itself. The hum was the world's heartbeat, and it was fading, threatening to plunge everything into eternal stillness. Humanity faced a crisis beyond imagination, a global threat that challenged the very foundations of existence. The silence was a warning, a deafening alarm bell signaling the imminent collapse of everything they knew. The world's clockwork was breaking, its intricate mechanisms grinding to a halt, threatening to freeze time itself, and only the bees could restore it. Only they held the key to mending the fractured timeline and saving the world from oblivion. In ecology, a keystone species holds an ecosystem together. Bees are keystones for terrestrial life, but Ilara's discovery suggested something more. They might be keystones for time itself. The stable flow of time could be a fragile biological phenomenon, maintained by the collective hum of bees. Every collapsed hive was a crack in the dam holding back chaos. Our actions, pesticides, habitat loss, climate change, were dismantling the machinery of reality. The silence was the sound of the world's clockwork winding down. Every moment of our lives depended on the bees' song. Ilara felt the weight of this knowledge. The bees were guardians we had failed to protect. Now, as the keystone was removed, reality itself trembled. Ilara's mission became a race against chaos. Her grandfather's journals, once poetic, became a manual for a machine he barely understood. She cross-referenced hive data with astronomical patterns, environmental patterns, searching for the key. With physicist Dr. Eris Thorne, she discovered the honeycomb's geometry was a perfect resonator, the honey a quantum fluid storing information. The bee's hum, they theorized, was a biological solution to temporal stability, adjusting for magnetic fields, sun and moon to lock time into a stable flow. The science was daring, but it fit the facts. The stakes, nothing less than reality itself. Ilara and Eris worked tirelessly, seeking the exact frequency to restore the world's rhythm. They needed to amplify the hum, to remind the scattered colonies of their song. It was a desperate search for a lost note in the symphony of existence. The crisis became global, but so did the response. Ilara and Eris's research spread worldwide, uniting beekeepers from every continent. They shared hive recordings, mapped the silence, and tracked temporal disturbances. A global movement was born, a community united by the hum. Using Ilara's honeycomb as a guide, Eris designed a device to gently tune hives back to the stabilizing frequency. Blueprints were shared online, people everywhere built and deployed them. The first attempts were small, but the effects were immediate. The hum grew stronger, temporal glitches faded, and reports of restored normalcy poured in. Clocks ran true, seasons returned to their cycles. The world's rhythm was being restored, one hive at a time. It was a fusion of ancient wisdom and modern technology. The global chorus of beekeepers was retuning reality. The bees' song was returning. The world was healing, and hope was humming once more. The story of the bees is our own, a story of connection, consequence, and hope. We once believed ourselves separate from nature, but the crisis revealed our dependence on its rhythms. The temporal anomalies were the planet's response to our harm. Yet humanity can also be the healer. The global chorus marked a turning point, from dominion to stewardship. Our survival depends on harmony, not conquest. The tuning devices are a temporary fix. The real work is restoring the planet so bees can thrive unaided. Their hum is the world's barometer. As long as we hear it, balance endures. Our duty is to ensure the song never fades. Listen for the ancient rhythm, the hum that underpins every moment. In saving the bees, we save ourselves. The heartbeat of the world is in their song, and in our care. Thanks for watching The Human Curious. If you enjoyed this journey, please subscribe, share, like, and comment below with your favorite part or any questions you have. Stay curious.